Chapter 102, Ridicule. Wu Gang and the others addressing Shen Yao as the boss's woman really shocked her for a moment. Under the dim street light, her face blushed, and she thanked God that Su Cheng and the others couldn't get a good look under such lighting. Shen Yao immediately lifted the beer bottle and began pouring the beer into a glass. Ran Jing laughed and asked, "Aren't you directly drinking from a bottle?" Well, she could do it earlier, but now there were just too many people. Shen Yao had to at least act ladylike among other people she didn't know that well. Hearing Ran Jing's joke, she immediately gave her the bottle and replied, "You drink one for me." Ran Jing rolled her eyes at her, dragging her and preparing to leave. Shen Yao was a bit confused. Why would they leave all of a sudden? She knew that she should give Su Cheng the opportunity to talk about work with his new subordinates, but she also wanted to seize this chance to make a good impression among Su Cheng's circle. Well, they did call her the boss's woman, and at this moment, if she played dumb and went along with it, then maybe their relationship will also become more intimate unintentionally. Sometimes, when two people are making no progress, external factors are needed to break the balance. Some time ago, Su Cheng said he already had someone he liked, and to be honest, Shen Yao was quite upset, and she also thought about forgetting about her feelings towards him. However, sometimes, feelings just cannot be controlled. Maybe it was because this was Shen Yao's first time liking a guy, and the feeling was quite odd. For the past few days, she would go and do all kinds of things to have fun, but no matter what she did or played, she would always remember a certain figure in her brain. In fact, Shen Yao knew it was her feelings fermenting, or at least it wasn't something that could be easily forgotten. Plus now, when Su Cheng's subordinates called her the boss's woman, she didn't feel repelled by that title but was rather quite happy. So, Shen Yao felt like she didn't want to leave this atmosphere and feeling behind by backing out right now. "It's fine, you guys said you are going to celebrate with me tonight, what would the celebration be like without you guys?" Su Cheng hinted that the two of them didn't need to move. Yet, how can there be a good celebration if the most important person isn't here? Li Chao laughed. This sentence completely swayed Shen Yao's heart, and she shyly lifted the glass and pretended to drink some beer, while Su Cheng awkwardly coughed. "Don't speak nonsense. Let me introduce them to you guys. This is Captain Ran of Team 5, who you guys should already know. And the other one is a friend of mine, Shen Yao." Everyone teased, "Just a friend." Su Cheng bitterly smiled as he nodded. "Just a friend, don't get the wrong idea. If anyone jokes about my relationship with her, then I will beat him up. Look, you are making her feel uncomfortable." Wu Gang laughed and said, "There are no pure friendships between men and women." "Boss, we understand, we understand." Su Cheng didn't know if he should laugh or cry. "Just drink your beer, and I will talk about work assignment. Li Chao, you and Wu Gang are to split into two groups, each with 5 guys. Li Chao, you will be responsible for getting intelligence on the revenue information of Westgate's casinos, and you can go to the tax bureau if necessary." Li Chao nodded. "Yes, sir." Su Cheng then looked at Wu Gang and said in a serious tone, "Wu Gang, your mission will be relatively heavier, and the guys that your group will be keeping an eye on are sensitive targets. Go and follow the several legal representatives of the casinos, pay attention to their normal activity routines and the people they get into contact with." Shen Yao looked at Su Cheng and asked, "Wouldn't this be very dangerous?" Su Cheng smiled. "No, I'm just getting them to follow their targets out in the open, purposely letting them know that our team 2 has so few members that they shouldn't take us seriously. That way, they won't do anything to our officers, so it will be pretty safe." Wu Gang gritted his teeth and said, "Boss, it's fine. If we are afraid of danger, then we wouldn't be doing this job. Our targets are likely big criminals, and we are always prepared for the worst scenario. I know, other than to get you guys to openly investigate them to protect you, I also have other intentions." Su Cheng patted him on the shoulder. "There are 5 casinos and 5 legal representatives, and you guys can each keep an eye on one. You can use private detectives when necessary." At this moment, Ran Jing glared at him. "Are you dumb? Most of the private detectives only serve the rich, and they will only sell you out to the capitalists if poor people like the police force try to cooperate with them." Su Cheng smiled. "That's fine. After all, my team doesn't have too many people, so I have no choice but to get private detectives to help." In fact, he had his own motives. Private detectives would indeed easily sell you out, but that would also give Westgate an illusion that they were up against a bunch of easy opponents. Then, as long as they had their guards down, Li Chao and the others would be safe. Those outlaws wouldn't risk themselves for a few amateur cops. Su Cheng just wanted to numb their senses in such a relaxed atmosphere. But, these moves were so stupid in Ran Jing's eyes that she couldn't bear to watch anymore. Then what are you still investigating? Even Wu Gang, Li Chao and the others were wondering as well. Yeah, boss, it's such a serious matter so we should be super secret about it to avoid alerting them, you. Su Cheng shook his finger and said, nope, I have my own plan. If Wu Gang and the others still had the mindsets they had back in the morning, they would immediately start cursing at how stupid the plan was and why he was treating such a serious case like child's play. Su Cheng didn't say more about the case, and he just simply assigned a few tasks to his 10 subordinates. Then, to entertain Shen Yao and Ran Jing, he began boasting about his life and drinking with them. After Wu Gang and Li Chao went back, they routinely wrote the report of their action plan and then handed it to their higher-ups. But for some reason, all of the other team's members somehow found out what they wrote, and they began ridiculing and laughing at them behind their backs in the cafeteria after seeing Team 2 walking in. Wu Gang just sat down and ate, and Li Chao, sensing all the ridicule, could only grit his teeth as he swallowed his food bite by bite. Can we really trust him? The other members all wondered and asked. Wu Gang replied, whether we trust him or not, we are all on the same boat now. But remember, since we are on the same boat now, then we should try hard to row to the end to find out whether we made the right choice or not. When Su Cheng came to the cafeteria to get food, Team 7's captain was beside him in line. Seeing Su Cheng, he almost couldn't hold in his laughter. Captain, is that genius plan really written by you? It almost killed me with laughter. It won't affect your appetite, right? Su Cheng lifted his brows and asked, as if he was smiling, it's a report I told my subordinates to write and submit. Wow, you are not serious, right? Such a big case, and you are blatantly telling them that you are going to investigate them? Ha 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 ha, oh my god, I can't take it anymore. I think I pulled a stomach muscle from laughing too hard. You might as well directly go to Westgate and tell them that they should confess everything right now before you investigate them. With him in the lead, the cafeteria immediately burst into laughter. Su Cheng looked at all the colleagues that were laughing at them, he wasn't really angry. After all, it was normal for a newcomer to be bullied and looked down upon, especially because of how high profile he came in as. A lot of people were definitely waiting for him to screw up. This was the basic flaw in everyone's nature, jealousy. So, he just politely smiled at the captain of Team 7 and asked, Captain Mao, do you think my plan will work? Work? Of course. The face of Team 7's captain was already red from laughing too hard. If it won't work, then it wouldn't have been passed. I think only someone like Captain Su can think of such an action plan. Ha 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 ha. Almost everyone at the cafeteria was laughing.